Masters. I'm Nellie D. Relish.
Zach, press start.
And welcome to the pause menu.
Yep.
Vanna White.
Hope I didn't choose a different background this time.
I know.
I'm going to do that to you just for the hell of it. But welcome to the second one. We actually got some questions this time, and mostly this one is about news and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess the first topic I just want to go quick is just new videos we got. Mostly just it's a lot of Gmod going up right now. I got to catch up on my other stuff. What about you?
Yeah, a lot of Gmod right now. I'm also trying to work on my Shelter playthrough. So hopefully, and my Chrono Trigger, obviously.
Yes.
Please check out both if you get a second.
So pretty much what we got going today is just some news and things. We'll start with that. We'll actually add a question in midway, and then we'll answer another question, because we got two actually from some of our fans. So thanks, guys. We'll make sure we give you a shout when we go to tell you the question. But let's go straight into the news. Alright, so yeah, our first story of the day is actually kind of an ironic story. Is Grand Theft Auto is being sued for theft, actually.
Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Having the name theft in your name of your game would actually result in you actually being accused of stealing. Rapper Daz Dillinger is actually suing them for using two of his songs in the game, even though he declined that they could use it.
And being pissed off that his name is Daz Dillinger.
I would be. That doesn't sound very fun. The two songs that he's actually suing about are Seawalk and also Nothing But the Cavi Hit. Kind of love names of songs, but he's suing them for that. The sad thing is actually they did offer money for him to put his songs in the game, about $4,271 that he declined, saying it was too low to use his music. He apparently thinks very highly of his music.
Well, you got Kanye West calling himself Jesus, so not trying to be stereotypical, but rappers tend to have giant egos.
Seems like it. At least it seems like a nice stereotype for them. Again, yeah, $4,271. They're paying him to put his music in a game, which, as far as I can tell, that's publicity.
Especially when you have a game like Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, how many copies have sold so far? How many people have seen or heard these music?
About 15 million people have the game. There's another 15 million out on shelves right now that are still waiting to be sold. So you've just gotten two of your songs to 15 million people. People are going to find that song and go buy it. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is publicity. They're paying you for advertisement in a game that people are going to listen to.
However, as much as I think it's a dumb move on his part, you have to say legally he did decline to have these songs put in the game, and yet they still showed up. So he is legally in the right to sue. Do I think that it's ridiculous? Yes, I do. I wish I had some money like this, but what can you do?
Exactly, and that's kind of where we're torn on it. At the same time, like, I understand legally, Rockstar and stuff, they did pull a douche move by putting the games in there, even though he declined that they could have it, that they could put it in. They put it in anyway. And legally, I see the problem. But at the same time, I can also see just accept a little bit more from what they first offered, like $5,000 maybe, but he's asking for a lot. Or, here's the stipulation. What he wants them to do, if they don't give money to the point where he agrees to the money, he wants them to recall all unsold copies of the game and destroy them.
They're just going to give over money. Million. We all know that, so they're all just...
Most likely, yeah. Just how much does he want? And that's where I'm concerned about, is he going to get greedy?
Of course he is! He's got them in his pocket now, so yeah. I know. Alright, should we move on to a question?
Yes! We have two questions today. Do you want to do Carlys or Uninspired Games?
Let's do Carlys first.
Sure.
Hi, Carly!
Hey, Carly.
Shout out!
At Foxy Fauna. She go ahead and gave us a tweet. I'm going to actually take a look at the computer to make sure I get it right word for word. She asked us what were our favorite games as a kid, and don't do that.
I got a message.
What were our favorite games as a kid? I'll let you start with it.
Oh, gee, thanks. Because off screen we're just like, I don't know what to say. But for me, it would have to be probably Super Mario World. I think both of us have very fond memories. Like, we'd come in from outside, like, messing around in dirt, and we'd eat a big bowl of SpaghettiOs, and then we'd all crowd around the Nintendo system.
Flashback.
I know. And then we would play Super Mario World like a lot. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. So for me, gotta love it.
I remember that. And for me, honestly, personally, I gotta say, I'm still kind of a kid at heart. I still play any game, so it's kind of hard to say when do I kind of cut the marker off. But really, though, the first games I remember playing and I really loved playing were actually the original Sonics, which actually makes me really depressed to see the Sonics that are out nowadays. But I will admit, they did say that the next Sonic game that's coming out, they're slowing it down without taking away your speed thing. They're just slowing down so that's not just a blur. And that's what I've noticed about a lot of their most recent games. Really, you don't know what the hell's going on. There's just everything flying past your head. But apparently they're going to slow it down a little bit and make it so that you can actually play the game more and enjoy it. And apparently there was a really good gameplay on it. I may have to find that article again and link it so you guys can check into that. But really, Sonic was one of my original games. I was a Sega kid first. She had the SNES, I had the Sega.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting that I played so many Sega games, but really the only ones I can really remember were the Sonic ones. And everything from Sonic 1 and 2 all up to Sonic Pinball, which I've never actually beaten. Got so close.
We have to go back and do that, huh?
I know. No kidding. But that's my kid game, was Sonic. At the same time, like, yeah, I remember going to her house and playing Super Mario all the time, and it was so much fun just playing together. I think you were usually Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Luigi.
Those were our
Luigi
childhood
won.
games. Oh yeah, those were our childhood games. I still will gladly go back to those games sometimes and just replay them just for nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, thanks Carly for that question. Again, if you guys are if anybody out there wants to ask us a question, either comment to the video or go on over to Twitter and tweet us at hashtag pause menu press start paused. There we go. Hashtag press start paused.
He messed it up. I messed it up all the time.
I know.
Thank God.
Well, it's a tongue twister. You really think about it. It's very easy to mix it up.
All right. What's the next question?
So we're actually going to switch over to one more news section, and we'll end with one more question. So our final news story is actually going to be something I did cover a little bit on my Tumblr page, so you can go check that out. But pretty much what the quick blurb about it was Pokemon X and Y. It's been this huge thing. Apparently yesterday some rumors went out. You can actually buy it today, so anybody who's probably not watching this is probably playing it right now. So hopefully if you did take a couple seconds to watch this video instead of playing the game, thanks. But that actually released today. However, there were some people that could actually apparently buy it yesterday for the day of launch, which from as far as I know is really just frowned upon. You do not launch a game or sell a game before launch day. So when we started hearing rumors about it, it was like, wait, what the is going on?
Yeah.
Actually got brought into my attention by our other question person here. Was
Underinspired.
Yes.
Thank you.
He brought this to my attention, so I had to do some digging around to figure out what exactly was going on. I still haven't found any news whether or not this was actually sanctified by Nintendo or not, but what it was
Yeah, they
is
haven't
that
done any comments yet.
So what ended up happening is that there were some tweets going around from a company called Game. That's it. Simple. But they were putting some tweets out that you could come down and get the game now. Now, at first I was like, okay, maybe this is like in the Far East or whatever they want to call it. Japan and Australia, you could buy the game at the time because they were on the 12th. They're ahead of us that long. So you could actually buy the game in Japan and Australia technically. So I'm like, well, maybe that was it, but they weren't. They were actually UK companies. Well, the game was. The other one that actually was tweeting about this was HMV, also a UK company. So it looks like it was centralized in UK, but at the time that I was doing this, they were only at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, so it really didn't make any sense why you were able to get this game at like between 5 and 5 o'clock on the 11th, when it's a October 12th release.
The only logical explanation could be that it was because that it was leaked beforehand by, what's his name?
I actually do not know the Instagrammer name off the top of my head. I think it was something with like Kotak.
But basically he leaked it and then Mario got on his ass and he might have died. He might be dead now.
I have not paid attention.
We're looking for the bloody wrench right now, so.
Pretty much the last thing we saw in his leaks was just a written, this hand-scrawled note saying, got Nintendo'd.
Yeah.
Which is kind of epic.
He's lying in a river somewhere.
Unfortunately, yeah, he posted the leak straight to his Instagram page, which of course Nintendo was able to track down and just go after him and the company and say, hey, bad.
Yes.
What the actual repercussions are haven't been released that I am aware of. I haven't been able to find anything on that yet, but I will keep
There aren't going to be any. It's the Mario Godfather.
There's going to be some repercussions, just the question is what, and whether or not we'll find out. There we go. Yep, there we go.
Mario Godfather, I'm telling you.
He is a plumber. He is Italian.
He's Italian.
So yeah, we got the Italian mafia going on. He's just going to Tommy gun him to death. There we go. Tommy gun.
In other news, Yu-Gi-Oh fans are rioting because their game hasn't come out yet.
Them and Digimon too. They're like, where's our next game?
Fuck. Fuck Digimon. Sorry.
I love them Digimon. But I had a brother to battle with, so I guess that kind of helps.
Yeah.
But, that's okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole blurb on Pokemon. You could apparently buy it a day early. In the UK only, because apparently it seems like the game might have connections with Nintendo, but we don't know if that actually has anything to do with it, or if it was just because of the leak. I'm leaning more towards that, but as more information comes out, maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But it was very surprising. It would be nice to know if it was actually sanctified or not.
But anyways.
Moving on, we got one last thing to go over, and that's our question from Underinspired. What they asked is kind of a tough one.
Yeah, we were both like, what are we going to say? Like, I don't know.
Pretty much they told us to talk about games that affected you the most as a person. in terms of emotionality, emotionally, or just perspective?
I mean, I love games, and like when I find a good game, I'm just like, yes, this is amazing. I love to play the crap out of it.
I will never forget those certain games.
Like, I think the first memory that I have of like a game just stabbing me in the brain is when Aerith died in Final Fantasy VII. I was just so upset, and it just made me so angry. That I think that was like the first time like a game affected me on such an emotional level. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Final Fantasy VII game, actually, thanks for leading into that. Final Fantasy VII was really the point in my life that I became a gamer. Which is that game, I finally bought my own PlayStation 2. I paid most of it. My mom helped me out a little bit, but I finally got that game. And one of the first games I got with it was Final Fantasy VII. This game that just had graphics way ahead of what I ever expected. It was just a game with a big story and everything. And it just really showed me what a game could be. That it could be a game that really just affects you personally, it affects you emotionally, and it takes up time to the point that I would stay up to late hours of the night and actually fall asleep in the middle of a battle to wake up to a game over screen. Mm-hmm. And I'm just racking my brain to think, when was the last time I saved? Those moments are bad. Yes. So, just, yeah, I will have to give a lot of props to Final Fantasy VII, even being one of my favorite games, just again, mostly because of it helped me become what you guys see. Mm-hmm. Apparently, though, according to Nerl, I had another game in my past that apparently led to me being who I am today as well. Something I actually did with Sonic that I can't remember really.
Oh my god, I have to tell the story now because you can't remember it. So, when we were all little, like, me and his family, my family and his family, shared a backyard. So, we would just, like, hop over to whoever's house. And at some point in time, he was like, I don't know why he did this. He's like, guys, I'm gonna, like, tape record myself playing Sonic, and you have to be quiet. He has a younger brother, so both of us were just like, okay, we'll be quiet, and then we would just mess around the entire time. He would get so angry at us, he would be like, I just want to record this! And yeah, so that to me, like, looking back, he was definitely meant to be a Let's Player. Just know that. So, yeah, I can't believe you don't remember that.
Not very well,
you used to get so angry at us, and we would just, like, sit there, like, act like idiots. Like, we would just, like, make monkey noises the entire time.
I can see that happening.
Oh, yeah.
So, apparently that game also had a lot to do with who I am today, apparently. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember it, but apparently that happened. So,
yeah, it happened.
There's kind of a question for the answer there. Other games that just really have affected me a lot, just Fallout 3, I've realized that, yeah, during a post-apocalyptic environment, just how much you have to focus on things and how tough it can be. Every action has a reaction and all that kind of stuff. A lot of more recent games have kind of decided that. And just games in general have just affected who I am.
Okay, so to end our video, we have a question that we're going to ask each other. So for this one, it is, what game are we most excited about coming in the recent future?
Okay, so I'll start with it. Personally, I have two games that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be a little bit of a fanboy on it for one. It's definitely the Final Fantasy games. I always look for them. I actually like the 13 game, mostly because of the story, the characters I do like, and it's its first endeavor into the next-gen systems. It's kind of funny that it's actually starting with 13 and ending with 13 in the Xbox 360 realm, PlayStation 4 realm. Oh, yeah, I kind of found that kind of odd that this system, this generation, only got one Final Fantasy number. Other than, I guess, technically you can say the MMOs were also on it, but not really, only on PlayStation 4. So it's very surprising, because otherwise every single other game got 3. Got 3 on the NES, 3 on the SNES, 3 on the PlayStation. It's kind of surprising to see only one on this generation, but hey, might as well take advantage of the next gen system capabilities to bring out 15. But I am definitely looking for Lightning Returns. I think the styling of one-player party is going to be very interesting to see how they pull that off. I could end up hating it, who knows? Other than that, I am definitely looking forward to Assassin's Creed 4.
Yes, of course.
That is my big game one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
You're up.
Witcher 3 is coming out! I love the Witcher series! Oh my god, I can't wait. Although I should say that I haven't really played through the first one yet, fully, but Witcher 2, bursting. I really hope that certain characters return. I really hope Dandelion and Dalton is there. Oh my god, if they're not there. It's alright, you don't have to. We're gonna catch him up. I'm pleading with him to do a walkthrough of it, of Witcher 2, because...
I will admit that once I saw Witcher 2, I missed Witcher. I didn't even see the launch for it. I completely missed that game, never even heard about it myself. Until I heard about Witcher 2 and saw the graphic on the cover and everything and heard about it. It sounded like a really awesome game. The concept of it is just kind of like what I like to do. The fantasy, the stuff like that, beasts of that nature. So I kind of want to play that game, but I kind of wanted to play Witcher 1 to get behind it, yet it's such an older game. that it's kind of hard to get into those games and just play them through the whole way, especially a game that requires this much time as Witcher does.
Yes.
Witcher is a big game.
That's why I haven't played through it entirely.
Exactly.
But
So-
Witcher 2, like, you can use me. I know what's going on in this universe a lot. So
Exactly, which now I know.
Yes.
When I started playing Witcher 1, I didn't know you were such a big Witcher fan already. So yeah, I'm thinking of maybe skipping Witcher 1, asking her to give me kind of the overview of it. Maybe I'll watch a playthrough of it, maybe, to get some of the background to it. But I'm thinking maybe I'll just go into Witcher 2, which has more of a graphics thing, and maybe a lot of the glitches that I had happen to me in the first one. 'Cause that was my biggest problem when I was trying to play it. I had a lot of glitches.
Alright, so yeah, that's all we wanted to talk about again today, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out. And, you know...
Thanks for the questions.
Yes.
Again, go ahead and ask us some. We got Gmail, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. Ask questions all over the place. We will get to them. As you can see, we'll definitely answer them for you guys and give you guys credit. And thanks again to Foxy Fauna and Underinspired for your questions today.
I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Like the video if you liked it. Go ahead and favorite it if you want to show it around. And
Hit that subscribe button if you already haven't, because we love subscribers and, you know, we're awesome.
And that way you guys will never miss out on a video. It's always cool.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time, guys, keep pressing those buttons.
I'm Nellie D. Relish.
As I press start.
See you guys later. Bye.
Take it easy.